that, of course, is a story for another day, and I'll see you, and we'll talk about that down the road.
Wrestling fans, you got the show, Bill Schuyler here at One Wrestling. Big Slam Nation, NXT news and reviews. We're going to hit it all, folks. We're going to get a rundown of this week's NXT television show leading into NXT TakeOver in Dallas, the show of the year, the event of the year that is overshadowing WrestleMania as far as the fans seem to be concerned all over the internet. Even on my own fan poll put up, it had the WWE WrestleMania being trounced. Over 60% of the fans going for NXT TakeOver instead of WrestleMania. And with that, let's just jump into it. We opened up this week with American Alpha, Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, one of the greatest tag teams in the world today. These guys are phenomenal. They have that it factor. They are simply just out of this world professional wrestlers. They know this. They've been doing this since they were kids in wrestling. Chad Gable, an Olympic medal holder. These guys are just ready, willing, and Gable to win the tag team titles at some point in the immediate future. And I really think that there's a possibility that if any time's going to come to have the man make his appearance, it could be at WrestleMania weekend. Could Kurt Angle show up in the corner of American Alpha in their tag team title match against the Revival? We'll have to wait and see what transpires this Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the WWE Network. American Alpha just completely decimated their opponents. Corey Hollis and John Schuyler, no relationship to myself. I'm a big fan of John Schuyler and Corey Hollis on the indies. They are a fantastic tag team and singles wrestlers, and they are true enhancement talent here in NXT. And unfortunately, I don't think they're going to ever get that push to be top level guys. But you know, they make the matches entertaining, and they're able to pull it off and work well with everyone that they're in the ring with. Jordan and Gable just put it all on the line. These guys were having a ball, smiles from ear to ear as they just completely tied these guys up in knots and just out-wrestled them, outmatched them, and won this match hands down. We then had Baron Corbin making his way out to go up against Mike Coolari, another indie wrestler. These indie wrestlers, Baron Corbin cannot stand them. He hates them. He doesn't need the indies. He didn't need to grow in the wrestling business by going through bingo halls and armories and everything else. And continues to go on about that after the match as well, talking smack about Austin Aries. He hasn't made his way back into the NXT arena since the tremendous beatdown that he gave him, and it's no shame that he lost to a bigger man, and he should just accept that and move along. The match itself here was a complete squash match. Of course, Baron Corbin just utterly destroyed Mike Coolari, and then when the match was over, he came back in the ring because the crowd was talking a lot of, really coming down heavy on him. He got on the ring and hit him with the end of days, putting Coolari out for the count completely, and Baron Corbin is your winner. We then had Apollo Crews going up against Alex Riley. Alex Riley looking like a madman, looking like he is built to destroy. Alex Riley right now, I don't know why he's not getting a real push as a number one talent in this division. He has all the tools. In my opinion, when he was in the WWE's main roster with The Miz, that feud should have taken place, and Alex Riley should be up there on the main roster by now and already have been a superstar, maybe perhaps holding the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title. But whatever reasons, backstage politics, whatever happened, Alex Riley had wound up in the doghouse and found his way back, fortunately for him, in NXT, and is able to work his way back up. But I do think you're going to see gold around his waist sooner than later. Apollo Crews, of course, is a guy that is going to be a future world champion for the WWE. I called this when he made his debut that he will be the first true black WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That's my opinion. Now, there's a lot of people that have, well, The Rock was the champion. There's a difference, and it was a different belt. This is another story for another day. We discussed this on the Big Slam Nation many times. You can go back and check those out on YouTube. PW Hustle, it's been discussed, and we've talked about it all over the place on One Wrestling and at the Big Slam Nation. Regardless, Apollo Crews will continue to go forward as he does tonight, beating Alex Riley and continuing his winning streak here at NXT. And then we had our main event of the evening, Samoa Joe going up against Bull Dempsey. Now, before we get into that, we had a promo from Finn Balor. Finn Balor was giving no quarter to Samoa Joe. He was intense. He seemed unlike he's been in NXT before. The way his talk, his demeanor, he's really coming off more as a heel than as a face. Finn Balor is ready to utterly destroy Samoa Joe and retain his title. The question is Finn Balor going to do this alone? Or is it possible that Carl Anderson, the Machine Gun, and Doc Gallows, the Bullet Club, will make their debut at Takeover Dallas, interfering in the main event with Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, with Finn turning heel, the Bullet Club destroying and beating down Samoa Joe, with Finn Balor retaining the title? Or will they hold on to that and not have them debut until WrestleMania, and then have Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, and Luke Doc Gallows make their way out to ringside during AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho's match at WrestleMania, and then the entire Bullet Club beating down and destroying Chris Jericho and making AJ Styles turn heel and become again a member of the Bullet Club here in the WWE. Now the question, of course, is too, is it going to be the Bullet Club or is it going to be the Balor Club? Nothing has been definitely made of the fact, did the WWE get the rights to the Bullet Club name, or does New Japan still hold it? Did they buy it from them? We don't know. They still are pushing the Balor Club t-shirts, but they talk about the Bullet Club all the time as the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling. All about that. Anywhere they talk about it, there's been no hiding the fact that the Bullet Club is coming, who they are, where they've been, and what they've done. So this is going to be a very important weekend, all the way up through from Friday night, Saturday night's the Hall of Fame, Sunday night WrestleMania, and of course the Raw after that. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go on, and we'll have to see what's going to happen when it comes to that. With this match here, we had Samoa Joe going up against Bull Dempsey. As I said, this, I believe, may be Bull Dempsey's final match here in NXT, as he has already left the company. These, of course, were pre-taped, and this was a complete squash match. Samoa Joe destroying Bull Dempsey via submission. The Coquina clutch locked in, refusing to release it. Tapping out, and he would not let go. The ref could not get him loose. All the jobbers from the back come running out. It was old school, baby. They all came out trying to beat Joe off. The ref's coming out. He was having none of it. He would not release this. Then the champ himself comes out, Finn Balor, and the massive brawl breaks out between Joe and Finn. You got to see it. Finn making the leap with a drop kick off of the table. Just great stuff. Really making you pumped up to see Takeover. This was a tremendous go-home show by NXT. I'm not going to lie to you. I have not been overly happy with the TV tapings they had for the past month or so. Just something seemed to be missing. And it seems like they were holding all this up until now. And I think they're really just trying to be loaded for bear going in the WrestleMania weekend and take over Dallas. And we're going to really see them take off from this point forward. And it's going to be full bore. And there's going to be no prisoners taken. And NXT is really going to pop this year. Huge. We're going to have the Global Cruiserweight tournaments coming up. It's opening up with the early preliminary matches. For the first time ever, the WWE is going to officially be working with not one, not two, but three of the biggest independent wrestling promotions in the world. Who am I talking about? I am talking about Evolve with Gabe Sapolsky, Progress Wrestling in the UK, and Revolution Pro Wrestling also in the UK. If you've never seen Revolution Pro Wrestling, Progress, or Evolve, you're going to be in for a treat. Find it. See these matches. These are going to be the guys going into trying to get their way into the tournament, and then they're going to finally make their way in. The winners of those will go into the WWE NXT tournament, which will be a 10-week network event, ending, of course, with the first WWE Global Cruiserweight Champion. I made the call on this before. I'll say it again. My opinion, I believe Hideo Itami will make his return, and he will become the first Global Cruiserweight Champion in NXT and in the WWE Universe. And from there on, it's just going to be a lot of unbelievable matches. I think they're really waiting to see how this goes off. And I'm telling you right now, the crowd, the numbers are going to be huge for this type of division with this kind of wrestling, focusing on guys that are 205 pounds max and lower. These are going to be high-flying moves, flip, flop, and fly, everything you can think of. I don't care if you like that, don't like that. You're going to have to respect it. And I cannot wait for this tournament to begin. Now then, we have going into, here we have Takeover Dallas. Austin Aries, the greatest man who ever lived, going up against Baron Corbin, who destroyed him on his debut on NXT a few weeks back. Austin Aries has not been on television since. I believe you're going to see Austin Aries, even though the size differential is massive between himself and Corbin. Austin Aries has been a world champion everywhere he has wrestled, whether it was TNA, Ring of Honor, you name it. He's held the gold all over the place. Cruiserweights, world titles, tag titles, TV titles, he's had them all. A lot of experience on his side, and size here is not going to make a difference. I call Austin Aries defeating Baron Corbin by pure out-wrestling, outsmarting, and pinning the big man, the former NFL player Baron Corbin, showing him exactly what guys who came up through the indies and worked their way from the bingo halls, the armories, whatever it might be, whether it was between 5 people, 50 people, 500 people, or it was in front of 50,000. Austin Aries is that man. There's a reason he's called the greatest man who ever lived. And Austin Aries is going to make that abundantly clear to Baron Corbin. Tag team titles on the line. The Revival Dash and Dawson going up against American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. This match is going to be a barn burner. Who's going to win this match? I love both of these teams. These two guys are these teams. The Revival, as everyone knows, and as compares them greatly to the Brain Busters of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. They're very much old school. As they say, there's no flips, just fists. These guys are absolute perfection in the ring. They work on body part one at a time, similar to the Andersons, where they'll just get a hold of a leg, an arm, whatever it is, and work that the entire match, separating the ring, keeping them in their side of the ring, tagging in and out frequently, and just beating down on their opponents. Now, American Alpha, on the other hand, is a team that is an unbelievably killer professional wrestling and amateur wrestling stars. Chad Gable, an Olympic medalist. Jason Jordan, an amazing athlete. These guys have been in the wrestling since they were kids. These guys in the ring do it all. They can high fly. They can chain wrestle. They can brawl. They can do whatever you want to do. These guys going up against the Revival is probably going to be up there for definite match of the night, possibly going to be match of the year. I'm hoping to see this become a feud. I don't want these guys just to wrestle each other once and be done. My gut tells me that American Alpha is who the WWE wants to push and put the belts on. But the Revival is way over with the fans. They're not a team like the New Day where they're flashy and they're putting it out there, but these guys are solid. Their numbers are great. People watch these matches. They stay in their seats at the events. They're watching it on TV. They're buying the shirts. They are completely and definitely backing up Dash and Dawson, the Revival, the champions here, and I'm going with the Revival winning the match over American Alpha. Now, as we said before, if any time was going to be for Kurt Angle to make his return to the WWE, nothing would be more shocking than to have Kurt Angle come out at Takeover in Dallas in the corner of American Alpha. Could this occur? Don't know. Tune in and find out. And we're going to have Apollo Crews going up against Elias Sampson, the Drifter. Apollo Crews, definitely a future world champion for the WWE. I believe he's not going to be here long in NXT. I expect him to have the NXT title possibly at some time. Elias Sampson is a guy with a gimmick that I don't think is really going over. I think they need to do away with this and just let him be the guy he is. He's a hard-hitting, just no-nonsense type of guy. He reminds me very much of Randy Savage with his look. And I think if you just let him wrestle and do what he does and just destroy guys, work them over, beat them down, do what he's got to do, let him, pay attention to what you're doing with guys like the Revival, where you're doing with guys like New Day, where you're allowing these tag teams, even American Alpha, you're letting guys get together on their own and form these factions and work themselves and complete and make their characters, and not have them spoon-fed and pushed on them like they do for guys up on the main roster. Here in NXT, it's a little bit different. No, it's a lot different. And this is the thing, and they need to do that with Elias Sampson here and just let him be the Drifter and the guitar, get rid of it, and just have him kick tail. And I'm going for the shocker on this one. I'm picking Elias Sampson to take the win over Apollo Crews, and I'm expecting a feud to go between these two gentlemen. All right, then we're going to have possibly the match of the year. Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style. Shinsuke, That's right, going up against Sami Zayn. This match is going to be off the charts. You have never seen Nakamura in the ring? Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to have your minds blown by what he is able to accomplish in the ring. I would tell you to get on YouTube, get New Japan Pro Wrestling, watch it on Access TV. You got Jim Ross and Barnett calling the matches now. You'll see plenty of guys who are in NXT now, from Finn Balor up to Shinsuke Nakamura. And, of course, Sami Zayn, one of the greatest wrestlers in the business, the heart and soul of NXT, a guy who is getting ready to go to that main roster. And this is probably going to be his last match in NXT. I am going with the Japanese superstar Shinsuke Nakamura in his debut match, going over and beating Sami Zayn and making his presence known to the NXT universe. And then we have the women's title on the line. Bayley going up against Asuka. This is going to be a match. Another barn burner, another killer match. These girls are going to tear it up and wrestle and beat each other down. Bayley has met and come up against all types of women. She's nowhere near being a closet champion. She's one of the best women wrestlers in the business today. Asuka was already one of the greatest women wrestlers in the business before she came to NXT. Bayley has not met an opponent with the style, the ability, and the viciousness that Asuka has. Asuka can completely destroy and decimate her opponents with no sympathy, no empathy. She just will smile and destroy. She is like, if you're a fan of Japanese samurai films, ninja movies, stuff like that, she seems to be like that type of Japanese assassin, where she just comes in and she'll just kill a whole room and smile about it and walk away like it was nothing. And I think she is going to do this and just truly, for the first time, completely have Bayley beaten hands down by Asuka, your new NXT Women's Champion. You're hearing it here, the show calling for Asuka and Nakamura. Japan making its presence known, and if the Bullet Club makes their debut here tonight, it is definitely a New Japan Pro Wrestling invasion, if you will. A lot of stuff to look forward to this year. There's going to be a lot of new talent, a lot of great matches coming our way. Then we're going to have the main event of the evening. The NXT champion Finn Balor defending against Samoa Joe as their feud continues. These are two of the best guys in the business. Both men world champions. Both men able to be faces. Both men have been heels. Both men take care of business when it comes to pro wrestling matches in the ring. No mercy given, no quarter. These guys are going to beat the living hell out of each other. And as this match goes on, this is where the possibility of shenanigans could occur. Will Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the Bullet Club, make their debut here and come out and aid Finn Balor in defeating Samoa Joe? Or they're going to hold on to them for WrestleMania. And I think that at that point, no matter what, even if they come out here, they're also going to make their way out to WrestleMania and be involved in the AJ Styles match. AJ will be becoming part of the Bullet Club as well. This is going to be a faction that's going to rule the company. I truly think, in my opinion, the Bullet Club may possibly have been hired kayfabe by Shane McMahon to come in to assist in the Undertaker match, to do what he's doing in here in NXT, and what's going to happen as far as with AJ Styles. And he's going to really truly build his own new brand there in Raw when he takes over in defeating The Undertaker. But of course, that's a story for another day. You can catch that on the matches that we have, the preview for WrestleMania for One Wrestling on YouTube. Also go to at Big Slam Nation on YouTube, and you can find all these videos and comments and the like and the best news going on in the business. All right, so my call on this is Finn Balor will retain the title by hook or by crook. Finn Balor is going to win this match with Samoa Joe, and the feud, I feel, will finally be over one way or the other. But regardless, Finn Balor holds the gold, and we're ever closer. You've been warned. They've been telling you about it. They're coming. They're real. The Bullet Club is real, and they're going to cause havoc throughout the WWE universe. The NWO ain't got nothing on the possibilities of what the Bullet Club is going to do for the business in the WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, that is everything I got for you. Your predictions, the previews, and reviews for this week's NXT, for TakeOver Dallas, for the upcoming Global Cruiserweight tournament. And of course, one other thing out there we don't know, we got two big guys out there who just left TNA Wrestling. EY, Eric Young, former TNA World Champion, and Bobby Roode, former TNA World Champion, the longest reigning TNA World Champion in the company's history. Also one of the part of Beer Money, one of the greatest tag teams in the business. Both men are free agents. Are they going to sign and join NXT? Everybody is mum. Nobody's talking about it right now. It's being kept hush-hush. I think they're waiting to see after WrestleMania. Who knows what could occur on Raw. That's going to be the key on that with Raw. And a lot of stuff's going to happen on Raw. It's going to be a fantastic after WrestleMania Raw, like they always are. A lot of changes are going to be occurring with Shane McMahon defeating The Undertaker and taking control of Raw. Follow me at You Got the Show on Twitter. Big Ray at Big Ray Show. Billy Ray Valentine at Billy Ray Hustle. Professor Quintana at PROFFPW Hustle. The Nature Boy Fame Black at Fame Black. The Dirtiest in the City 8-Track Brown at Pharaoh of Fancy. And OK Fabe at OK Fabe. These men are all part of One Wrestling and the Big Slam Nation. And of course, shouts out to the icon, the boss, El Jefe Mero Mero, the Hall of Famer, the icon, the one, the only, Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling. Bill is out there in Texas. He's down there in Dallas. He's going to be covering the entire weekend for the WWE and all kinds of wrestling all over the place. So check out his channel on YouTube. Check him out on Twitter. And just be ready for whatever it is, because Bill gets interviews and talks to everybody and anybody in the business. And nothing for nothing, our man OK Fabe is out there in Dallas himself. He will be at WrestleMania. Looking forward to his reviews and what he's got to see and say from his experience being at WrestleMania. Way out there in Texas, in the Big D, Dallas. With that, my friends, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys at the matches, and I'll catch you down the road.